So outcome number one, you knock on the door. This is the most likely outcome is nobody's home or nobody answers. What's up, guys? It's Frankie here. I want to show you guys an advanced way of prospecting, and it is shifting what you're doing from what everybody else is teaching of this one-to-one chasing and banging on doors, and which I consider to be very, very energy efficient, and switching it to this one-to-many approach where suddenly you're putting one piece of something into flow where it allows you to talk to like 10,000 people at once. But by the way, for those of you guys who don't know me already, my name's Frankie Finn. I wrote this baby on Amazon. Beyond the agency box, I've also built 3 different agencies up to 100 plus clients, and I've also helped thousands of people worldwide to run this whole agency, more beach, less laptop. Let's get into it. So I've got a story for you guys that illustrates the power of this. And if you really understand this, this will change the way you do everything in your industry. And it is not just in terms of like positioning, but in terms of like energy efficient. So my first ever job, like real job, I guess, I was selling chocolate bars for the blind. I was 13, 14 years old, and we would knock on doors, and you would go from like door to door to door to door to door selling chocolate bars. And you do this for like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day. We do this in summer. It was hot as fucking balls. Just, you're sweating. You got a cooler full of chocolate. It's heavy, and you're lugging it from door to door. It's like 100 degrees. And what ends up happening is you basically get 3 outcomes at every door. So outcome number one, you knock on the door. This is the most likely outcome is nobody's home or nobody answers. Like sometimes they're home and they just don't feel like being solicited, so they don't answer. The second most common answer is probably a split between people say yes and they say no. So they say, yeah, I'll buy some chocolate, no. And what ends up happening is if you bang on enough doors and you do this long enough, you will get your needs met. Like for like 13-year-old me, I just wanted Blockbuster money so I could rent games or movies or whatever, and buy whatever candy I wanted. That was like my dream. I didn't have any, like my mom, paid the rent, so I was just like happy to have candy and video game money. But once a month, we would there's a local grocery store in Windsor, Canada called Zehrs. It's a chain that's all over. So like if those guys are American, think like a Meijer or Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods or something that's like, a place that's everywhere. And our guy would go to the manager and he would knock on that door and he would say, "Dear Mr. Manager, can we sell our chocolates outside?" And he would say, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And what would happen is we had this little Geo Metro with all these kids inside, piled inside this tiny little shit box. Our manager would drive there. We're like full to the lid of chocolate and coolers. Like it looked like a total clown car. We'd all empty out and we'd go to the different entrances and exits and we'd sell chocolate. And usually about 10 or 15 minutes later, every kid was out of chocolate. And the secret of that is the grocery store has all the flow. Like they've spent like 20, 30, 40, 50, sometimes even longer, 50 years or more building up a name, a reputation, an industry where they have like regular buyers of their thing and they have like real established buyer flow where people come to them again and again to make this purchasing decision. Well, this is true in digital marketing agencies. Like you can chase clients one-to-one, or you can think that there's grocery stores out there that already have like huge buying audiences. So I use this example because this is one that we did recently. This is Clean Facts Magazine, and they just published The Rise of AI, which is an article that I wrote, and published it in their thing. And it's like, this goes out to water damage restoration contractors, and I think they have something like 14 to 16,000 monthly readers that are all like people I'm trying to reach. So think about how long it would take me to knock on 14 to 16,000 doors versus writing one article that gets mass distributed to 14, 16,000. Now, this is not just limited to this right here. Like you could also do this. There's people who have podcasts and coaching and mastermind and courses, and there are communities and there are industry association and there are other products and services. There is software being sold in your market and tools. So all of those are like potential grocery stores that you can go approach. And the key distinction is when most people send outreach messages to try and like drum up business, they're sending it in the spirit of like, buy my shit, basically like buy my fucking shit, buy it, buy it. It's really fucking good. And this is more done in the spirit of collaboration of like, hey, you need, like in this case, it was like, you need content for your people. And I've got a really cool article. Let's put them together. And of course, it feeds my system. And you can do this over and over. Like there's tons of people like that, and a lot of times people say like, why would these people work with us? And it's very, very simple. It's like they're putting out stuff into the world all the time. And a lot of times they struggle with, there's an actual contractor popping up right mid conversation. Let me know what you think. So there you go. And by the way, he was probably driven by something like this. There's the ultimate proof of concept, right? Like Paul messages me. I'm in Rockwell, Texas. This is our Google page. We're having a text conversation about his stuff. Love it. Um, so anyway, yeah, I lost my train of thought, but I want to show you guys, instead of like trying to chase 10,000 dentists, whatever, or whatever your industry is, I want you to think about who the people who already have 10,000 people in their audience and are already selling them stuff and have that kind of grocery store flow. Because you tap into them, like two things happen that get easier. One is it's more energy efficient because you can talk to all 10,000 of them once. And two, it's more of a pull thing. So the other thing nobody talks about is when you knock on doors like that, is um, you're basically like a door-to-door salesperson. You're seen as the lowest status. You're an annoying pest. And even when you sell people, it's like hard work. And high ticket sales are even harder when they're done door to door. When somebody comes to you and they're at the grocery store and you just say, hey, like you came here, they're already hungry. They're already like looking to buy food. Like you don't need a really strong pitch because they came to you. And so it's more like a heart surgeon where you get to say like, how can I help? So I hope that this is helpful, because if you guys understand this deeper concept, you'll stop being energy efficient in the way you prospect, and you'll start thinking about how I do all of it one to many. And what'll happen for you is you'll be able to be like get way bigger deals all at once. Like, when I used to speak on stage pre-COVID, there's probably a 2-year period where I spoke at a lot of legal conferences, like almost every weekend or every other weekend. And one of the things that would happen is, like, it's not unusual when you walk off stage to sign 5, 10, 15 clients, because they've got a captive audience of buyers, just like a grocery store has somebody driving in every 5 minutes looking, or 5 seconds, 10 seconds, somebody new pulls up looking to spend money. So hope that's helpful to you guys, and much love, and may the force be with you. Hey guys, if you like this video, you'll probably also like our free Facebook group, Beyond Agency Profits, Agency Lifestyle Design. You can get free copies of the book inside here. I look ridiculous. We're doing weekly Q&As, giving answers to all your questions. Some of the best, smartest, brightest people. We've got lots of industry leaders doing 7, 8 figures and beyond. It's a literal who's who of the brightest agency owners that I know, as well as lots of tips on scaling and stuff, books that work. So if you're not already part of it, you're going to want to be part of it. So make sure to click the link. I put it in the description of the video as well as in the pinned top comment below. So just scroll down and you can join, and it's totally free.